Most real estate agents don't have a blogging problem. They have a boring content problem. And I know you know that's true. They're publishing articles like 5 tips for first-time buyers, filling them with advice anyone can give, and then wondering why nobody reads them. Google now calls this commodity content. In plain English, that means content that could have come from anyone. So if your name and city could be removed without changing the article, it probably won't help you become the local expert. I'm Tristan Almada, and this is Your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast and show built to help you understand where the industry is going and where you can get better. So please subscribe, because we're going to keep turning changes in real estate, search, and AI into things that you can actually use. And today, I'm giving you the 5 blog categories real estate agents should be creating. More importantly, I'll show you how to keep them from sounding like the same recycled articles every other agent is publishing, because just go and check. It's pretty nasty. The first category is neighborhood guides. One of the best, I think. In fact, this can create a lot of traffic in your website or to your website. This is probably the biggest traffic opportunity because buyers search for communities before they're ready to call an agent. They want to know what it feels like to live there, what it feels like to eat there, walk there, and live there. But don't write another basic article called 10 Reasons to Live in Thousand Oaks or Malibu. That's just too broad. It doesn't answer the question that you need to answer. So you need to get more specific. Write about the best Thousand Oaks neighborhoods for someone who commutes to Los Angeles. Compare Westlake Village and Newbury Park for a family with young children, and then do it for singles, and then do it for different types of couples. Just make sure that you expand on it and niche down. Explain what someone should know before buying near open space, an HOA, or a busy road. Talk about drive times, park, shopping, home styles, lot sizes, insurance concerns, if there are insurance concerns in your area, and the small things only a local person would notice. The last part is key. AI can summarize information, it can grab it from online, but it can't replace what you've learned by living and working in your market. Really, that is the differentiator. Your local experience is the part that makes the article super valuable. Second, the category is market reports. Most agents get this wrong because they publish a pile of numbers with almost no explanation. The average person doesn't care that inventory went from 237 homes to 264 homes. They care about what that change means for their decision. Should they expect more choices? Are homes taking longer to sell? Are sellers accepting more price cuts? Is the market changing in every price range or only in certain parts of town? So don't just report the market. Your job now, with AI being everywhere, is to interpret it. Now, you might write why more Conejo Valley sellers are making price adjustments this month, or what buyers under $1.2 million are running into in Newbury Park. You see the difference there? Now, you're answering a question. You're helping someone make a decision, and you're showing that you understand more than the headline number. Here's the part that I see agents who are blogging miss. A market report shouldn't sound like a weather report, which unfortunately it does sound like sometimes. People don't need you to tell them it's cloudy. They need help deciding whether to bring an umbrella, right? the little differentiation, or it's going to be windy over here specifically. Watch out for this area because this area typically gets really rainy versus this area. Things like that. The third category is relocation guides. This one does really, really well, especially if you're going to turn your blog into a YouTube video. Relocation content can reach people months before they're ready to move. Someone in Seattle, Chicago, or New York might be researching your area late at night without knowing a single local agent. And that right there is your opening. Give them the guide you'd want if you were moving somewhere unfamiliar. So you've got to create this guide first, put yourself into it, and then you can make a nice PDF and then obviously make great blogs about different communities. Explain the difference between nearby communities. Show them what their housing budget can buy. Talk about commuting, weather, schools without ranking or steering. Be careful with that. I think homeowners insurance is important because in our area it matters depending on if you back up to a hill or not, especially with big HOA complexes. Property taxes, utility costs, and everyday life. All of those things matter when I'm looking to relocate to a different area. Now, you could create an article called Moving from Los Angeles to the Conejo Valley, 7 changes you'll notice right away. Now you get really specific. Like, here are the 7 things, and it's not going to be if I remove that title. LA and Conejo Valley, I can't duplicate that anywhere else. These are changes here specifically. That right there is useful because it answers more than a housing question. It helps someone picture their life. It puts them in the mix. And this is where a blog becomes more than a blog. One good relocation article should become a YouTube video, several short videos, an email, a downloadable guide, and a page you send to every new relocation lead for that situation. The fourth category is transaction guides. This is probably the best, easiest one you can do. And there are so many different opportunities. These articles help turn a reader into a client because they answer questions people are sometimes afraid to ask. What happens after an offer is accepted, which is a very common question. How much money does a seller need before closing? What does a buyer agreement actually mean? When can someone cancel? What happens when an appraisal comes in low? So, you know these answers because you deal with them on a local level every day. And your future clients, they don't. Give them a simple, honest explanation without hiding the difficult parts. In fact, make it really easy for them. For example, don't write the complete home buying process. It just sounds too big and vague. Right. What happens during the first 10 days after your offer is accepted in Malibu, California? Right? Very different. That title catches someone at a specific moment when they need real help locally. And think about the trust you create there because before that person ever talks to you, you've already made a confusing process feel safer, feel simpler. The fifth category is home insights. This can include a tour of a special home, an interesting feature, a renovation, a local design trend, or an honest look at what a certain budget buys. And I think that's key right there, especially now with homes being less affordable just over the last 6 years. According to the National Association of Realtors, 81% of buyers in its 2025 research said listing photos were the most useful feature in their online home search. People are naturally drawn to homes. Use that curiosity, but add a real lesson, a local lesson. Don't just show a beautiful kitchen, explain why its layout works. Don't just show $1 million listing, compare that price to a different price close by and say, hey, these are the two different communities, and here's what you can buy between both. Don't just show an older home, point out the features or feature buyers may love and the repair they need to watch out for. See the difference there? These posts are visual, which makes them easy to share. They can also keep people on your website a lot longer because readers want to see every picture. But let me be clear about something. Publishing 5 AI written blogs every week won't automatically build your business. Google's own guidance says AI can help with research and structure, but producing large amounts of content without adding real value can violate its spam policies. And I know some of you didn't know that. So use AI to help you gather questions, organize the article, and make your explanation clear. Then add the things only you know, your experience, your examples, your photos, your videos, and your opinion. I mean, you're already out there in your community. So why not take some pictures and videos and add those to the blogs? That really creates that separation from all the other content out there. That's the difference. I would say there probably is a difference between filling a website and building a local authority because people start trusting you based on the way you're showing up. If you're wondering where to begin, choose one neighborhood that you know extremely well. Write one neighborhood guide, one market update, one relocation article, one transaction guide, and one home highlight. And I would say space those out. And of course, use AI to guide you and help you so that you can have something to start off with. Connect those 5 articles then to each other, right? Add your own photos, answer questions that people are asking, frequently asked questions. Make sure you grab that from AI because it'll just connect to online, or go to Google and they can definitely give you the frequently asked questions. Then turn each article, so that's 5, into a video and a few social posts. In fact, you could routinely circulate through that idea all throughout your whole city into different tracks and areas. Can you imagine the content here? It's pretty crazy. You don't need hundreds of weak blogs. You need a small collection of pages that make the right person think. In fact, the person that you're trying to attract, the audience that you want, right? And you want them to think this agent understands exactly what I'm dealing with or what I'm looking for, or man, this person's an expert in this area. Blogging isn't dead, especially now with AI. It's just exploded recently. But generic blogging, that blogging that you just let AI take over on its own, that's dead. So be the person who explains your market better than anyone else, and both people and search engines will have a reason to remember you. And look, I'm going after both because I know search engines, AI, is now exploding in searches. In fact, more AI is searching for this than humans. So you have to make sure that you layer it and create it in the exact same way that AI wants it. I'm Tristan Almada, and this is Your Daily Real Estate. Please subscribe and share this with anyone you think may need this, and I'll keep helping you understand what's changing and what to do about it. Have an awesome day.